like to comment it before the official announcement, but it sounds like Bill Fitch has been selected to go in the Hall of Fame, and I know how much you've championed and worked tirelessly on his behalf. I was wondering if you had a comment you'd be willing to share with us about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I've heard it from a lot of different places now, so it sounds like it's pretty certain. If that is the case, it's just so well deserved for a guy that gave 25 years of his life to being a head coach in this league, coached the third most games in history, took 5 franchises really from the depths, either of beginning expansion or deep lottery to either conference finals, or an NBA championship, and never failed. And when you look at his record and what he accomplished doing that, I think he may be the only person that's ever done that, and always took over teams that were very down. On average, he took over teams with a 27% winning percentage, and yet he still ended up with a 48% winning percentage for his career. So he raised the level of franchises consistently high, and I'm glad that the Hall has recognized the magnitude of what he contributed to the game.
How would you characterize his specific influence on you?
Well, look, I mean, I certainly have a lot to thank him for personally. He gave me my last shot as a player. There weren't a lot of people lining up for that. And then, I got my first opportunity to coach with him, and did for 3 years, and learned an awful lot about the game and preparation, and how to approach things, and the guy is an absolute encyclopedia on the game. Larry Bird said many times that he's the best coach. Bill Fitch is the best coach I ever had, which is really saying something, because Bird had some great coaches in high school, college, and the pros, and so it's heartwarming, and so we'll hope that it's happened. If not, there's another advertisement out there for him. But he's amazing. He's an amazing man, and one of the most respected people I've ever met in the game in 34 years.
Rick, I was curious about your thoughts on Stackhouse getting the Vanderbilt job.
Really happy for him. I mean, what an amazing opportunity. I don't know much about the SEC. When I played in the ACC, and back in the days when the ACC had 8 teams, kind of the 8 original teams. These conferences have changed so much, but the thing I really admire about Stack is that he got into coaching, and he's put in the work. He's paid dues. He wanted to go coach their G League team in Toronto so that he could get experience as a head coach. A lot of guys wouldn't want to do that. That showed real humility and respect for the game. And I figured that Stack would be an NBA coach at some point. So his decision to go to college is probably a little bit surprising to some. But Vanderbilt's an amazing school, and he's got an iron will. I'm sure he'll turn it around there.
So speaking of the ACC, Virginia's in the Final Four this weekend.
Yes, they are.
They come a long way since last year losing as a number 1 seed. What's so special about the job Tony Bennett has done here?
Well, they've been consistently great all year. I think they've lost 2 or 3 games total and have 30 or 31 or 2 wins or something like that. They just they have a real resolve as a team. They have a style that's unique in today's game. They're very much a defense-first team, and they really understand how to play with each other. The way they won the Purdue game last week was really special. I mean, they had to really pull off some amazing execution at the end of the game to get it tied, and then to outlast them. And the kid Edwards, was a heck of an accomplishment, and so they've got a real chance now. And I know from my days there in 1984 when we went to the Final Four. I mean, that campus is alive, man, and people are really excited.
Is Doncic out? And if so,
Doncic.
Excuse me.
Yes,
So I like to
he's
know.
out.
Okay.
So you can go home if you need to.
Show's over, folks.
Will the organization, with 3 games and 5 days remaining, will the organization consider shutting him down for the duration, or will it be a possibility for each of the final 3 games?
Why, are you making tentative travel plans?
No, just let people know.
He's not been shut down.
Okay.
Now if he was, considerably injured, banged up, and it looked like that was the right thing to do, we would do that. But that hasn't been determined yet. He wanted to play the last game. He said he was feeling good. It was pretty clear that he wasn't, totally himself in that game. He had a little pain, discomfort yesterday, so we just said, hey, we're going to hold you out today. We'll see where we are on Sunday.
Who else is out tonight?
Brunson and Powell are going to be given nights of basically rest. Their minutes have been racking up. And so we'll have like 10 or 11 guys available.
Brunson's in sort of unexplored territory in terms of games played over a season. Do you see signs of fatigue in him, or are you just being preventative to prevent something bad from happening?
His minutes have been running up really in the last month. And so both of these guys are guys that Casey Smith and I have been talking about, that we would like to get a game of rest for. And it's not just physical rest. I mean, we're talking about 2 guys here that really mentally get very worked up to play. I mean, they're both grinders, and just to alleviate the sort of emotional wear and tear that comes with that, I think is a very positive thing at this point. So I think Finney-Smith is available tonight, from what I understood this morning. So I think we'll have 10, maybe 11.
You've talked a lot this season about players taking advantage of opportunities. What would you like to see from Daryl and Costas?
I'd like to see Costas get a uniform on, which he's been unable to do the last few games because his knee's banged up a little bit. So we're continue working with him to get him feeling good so he can get out there. Daryl had a terrific opportunity in the Philly game. He was in the early rotation. As I talked about after that game, he had a rough start, but then stayed with it, adjusted, and ended up doing a nice job. And so he'll certainly be in there tonight. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play. Memphis has a lot of guys out now. That's well documented. But when you watch them play, what they've done is they've accumulated a group of guys that go extremely hard. And if you remember the last time they played us here, they just they came in and really put a sort of a high disposition game on us, and they're going to do the same tonight. So we're going to have to be ready.